Hello everybody, welcome back to RR2. Today is episode 25 of the BattleBots Face-Offs tournament. So, if you don't know how this works, there's 4 robots each episode. They will all fight each other once. The 2 robots with the most points at the end of it will fight in the final. The winner of that final will move on to the bracket of 32. To get points, you either win your battle by knockout where you get 3, you win a battle by judge's decision where you get 2, or you can lose your battle by judge's decision where you get 1. Starting things off, we have the second champion, the real life champion, to appear this series, Tombstone, and it's going up against Toro Maximus, which is earlier Minotaur. So this gets felt good. Now, the first champion, Tantrum, actually got eliminated, so will Tombstone carry on that path? It's the most modern version of the wheel guards, and it's getting some nice hits to start it off. Big hit there. Not causing much damage, but that was a huge shot. Toro Maximus is very strong though, from Minotaur. Seems to be surviving quite well. It's being flung though. It's lost a little bit of something there. Another big hit from Tombstone and another one. And another one. That was nice. Spinner on Toro Maximus not really doing much. Struggling to really do anything. Tombstone seems to be winning every single exchange. Every single hit really. Another big shot there. And a nice spin. More hits. Well, I thought we got stuck against the wall then. Great shot from Tombstone. That spinner doesn't seem to be doing as much damage as I thought it might, but it's getting some huge hits. I think it's taking off all the forks at the front. That keeping it balanced. And it's also on its head, so it's Toro Maximus is really good for us to drive. It does seem like that robot that's really difficult to knock out though. These are some nice hits overall. There's some stuff coming off, a bit of a wheel. Now there's some more damage is happening. Tombstone's still working 100% fine though, it's taking no damage. So it really is not looking good for Toro Maximus. It's really got to pull something out of literally nowhere. That's amazing if it's doing this. And the bottom panel's gone. That is not good. This is when now some serious damage has been done. We can't seem to get a knockout. Grinding at the bottom now. It still has something underneath us. As you can see, it's not fully. The internal's not fully vulnerable. Those wheels are definitely the biggest issue for Toro Maximus right now, but they're still there, and there's only 15 seconds left, so I'm pretty sure it's going to go to the judge's decision. Well, I don't think I'm going to have to do the whole criteria and everything. It's pretty sure obvious that Tombstone is winning this. But Toro Maximus seems like it may actually do decently well, but just survives in every single battle. And it survived the first one. It will be losing the judge's decision, so Tombstone gets the 2 points. But it still gets that 1 point. So well done Toro Maximus, well done Tombstone. Next up we have Critical Mass 2 against Big Deal. So, if you don't know who Critical Mass 2 is, it's a BattleBots version of the American Robot Wars robot Manta that performed very well. So I didn't even know this robot really existed. It's just one of those random things that pops up on the Discord that you never knew existed, and then you suddenly like it. But obviously it's Manta, so it's actually quite decent. It's going up against Big Deal, which is also quite a good robot. So we'll see. Let's get this battle going. I think this one will be close. Right now, Critical Mass 2 is actually getting the shuttle, which is not the way I thought it would go around. That's almost a lift though. Critical mass do not self-right. It can keep on moving with that spinner, but it can't self-right. It's not going to self-right from there though. Oh, yeah, I don't think it's self-right from that. It's managing to keep it moving though. Oh, it's been self-righted by. Oh, that was almost it. Big deal. That might have been a mistake self-righting there. She took a pretty heavy slam then. Big deal's not the quickest robot. Definitely doesn't have the strongest lifter. That spinner has stopped on critical mass. Whoa, that was a nice pick up there. Almost got it over again. Left its wheels one wheel there though. That spinner doesn't seem to be doing too much. It's taking a bit of the wheel off. But I think critical mass 2 is probably on top there. I don't know, it's pretty close actually. Oh, that was one of the that was a whole fork coming off. That is not good for Big Deal, but that was a great lift there. Well done, Big Deal. Critical mass isn't going to get counted out though. I don't really know what you can do now. I guess just leave it and then you'll probably win. Just try and do something with it, maybe push it towards the wall and get Noosa. That's probably the only way you can get a knockout at this point. A knockout would probably be good though. Oh, it stopped moving. The spinner's stopped. That might be it. Or, I think that is actually going to be it. The spinner just couldn't spin up anymore. Big Deal's going to get the win. And the 3 points for the knockout. Not even Tombstone could do that, so well done, Big Deal. 3 points for you. Critical mass ends up with 0. Next up will be Tombstone against Big Deal. The 2 winners. So, both of these two have changed since the first battles. Tombstone has just gone and got rid of everything else gimmicky and it's just gone full weapon. It's all about that spinner now. That spinner's hitting way harder than it did in the first battle. So it's definitely going to be a bit more of a threat. And Big Deal has put on some shorter but stronger forks, so hopefully they won't break. Let's get this battle going. The king of the horizontals. And a great attack from Big Deal to start it off. Great box rush there. He's a lot quicker this time. Tombstone's being grinded by the screws. Doesn't seem to be causing too much. Never mind, it's already taking something off. Weapon is a lot more powerful, as I was saying in the start of this battle. But it's not going to get too much control on its head with its gyro. Already doing some damage though. Big Deal doesn't look like it's in too much control either. That was a great hit there. And another one. Tombstone in control right now. Doing some nice hits. Big Deal doesn't seem to be driving all too well. Some lag there. And that's the forks gone. That is not good for Big Deal. Part of that wedge and the forks are just off. Tombstone hitting stuff across the floor. Good attack from Big Deal there, getting a little pin, but it really does not seem to be moving right. Tombstone staying aggressive. It's been at its back the whole time, so it definitely hasn't been the best controlled. Can it get stuck there? I don't think it can. I think that shape it can't actually get stuck, which is why it's just pretty good shape. But here's Big Deal. Got a little pin there. There's a smoke coming out of Tombstone. Don't know what is dying. I think the spinner's died. That's not good. I don't really think that was Big Deal. It seemed to just start smoking on its own, but that's gonna probably even out the damage a little bit. They both lost their weapon then. It's just who's gonna be in more control. Right now, I think it's pretty even for control. Because Big Deal seems to have lost quite a bit of control. I don't know why it's moving so poorly. It seems like it might have lost like a partial bit of its drive because really just isn't driving as well. There's some nice head-to-head tugs there. I think they're both stuck together. Seems like right now Tombstone's in a bit more control. I should not have jinxed it, Tombstone, I'm sorry. Now Big Deal's getting some shoves, getting a pin. Tombstone's gotten off. This is a close battle. But since both of that damage to the spinner isn't really gonna affect it much because Big Deal was lost the primary weapon. But it's gonna get Big Deal some damage points. That one is gonna go to judges, and I will have to actually go into the markings this time. And basically how it works: 5 points max for damage, 3 points max for control, and 3 points max for aggression. For damage, it's probably 3-2 to Tombstone, because they both lost their weapon, but Tombstone lost in some damage to the wedge. So Tombstone wins that one. For control, probably 2-1 to Big Deal, because the control, I mean, Tombstone still has some control when it had the spinner working, and for a bit when it didn't have the spinner working, but when it lost its spinner and right at the start, it was not in control. So I think Big Deal is going to win that one 2-1. But for aggression, I think it's probably 2-1 Tombstone, because it had a bit more aggression at the start of the battle when it had its spinner working, and showed quite a bit of aggression at the end still there. So I think that Tombstone gets another judge's decision win, which is kind of crazy. It's got 3 pretty strong robots, like, with armor-wise, in its episode, so it's definitely going to struggle. And right now it's tied for top points, even though it's won the most battles, which is crazy. Next up will be Tori Maximus against Critical Mass 2. So, 2 vertical spinners, and both of them obviously not modern battlebots. Let's just get straight into this one. Straight away, Tori Maximus getting underneath, getting great shoves. That is almost over straight away then. Almost got flipped over. This is great from Tori Maximus. Actually proving that a spinner is at least sort of good. Seems to be hitting the floor though. That was a great attack with Critical Mass! And that was almost a neuter. That was just an amazing attack there. Well, this is just bullying. Just such a nice design just to go up against a robot where it can just, where it's lighter and it can just pick it up and just throw it around. I mean, look at that. It's not really causing much damage, just like Tombstone, because it's Tori Maximus. That was a really close Uta there. Good for Critical Mass so far. A lot of sparks in this one. Difficult to get a KO against Tori Maximus though, as we've already seen. Whoa, big hit there. And they've connected, and they're going to have to press the just get them unconnected. Some more hits start off from Critical Mass. It needs to spin up really quickly. The spinner doesn't seem to be deadliest, but it seems to be able to hit things up really well. Like just pop them into the air, they've connected again. Okay, it's going quite well. None of them have lightened to the floor or flipping their heads when I pressed the home key. That was a good shot there, but no damage, really no damage on the board. I think, yeah, some bits of Critical Mass spinner are falling off, but that's really it. Not anything that will affect the battle. That will affect the battle. That, I jinxed it, I'm so sorry. That was a great attack as well. I think that's half of Tori Maximus' drive gone. It's just being rammed into constantly. Critical Mass got stuck under the screws for a second there, but it's back out. Oh, that spinner has lost a few bits, but it really hasn't looked like it's taken any damage. Tori Maximus, meanwhile, is literally on fire. Critical Mass performed pretty well Can't tell Torimax's spinner's working. I don't think it matters. It's been pretty dominated, except right at the start. This has looked much better for critical mass. 2, almost neuter there. So really only way to get a KO against Tori Maximus. I mean, it's literally on fire and it's still moving. Barely, but it's moving. It's going to end up against the wall. Never mind. Falling back down, but it's going to go to judges, but it's obvious. Critical mass 2 gets the win and 2 points. But Tori Maximus still gets that 1 point. Next up, and the final battle for both these robots will be Tombstone against Critical Mass. And this one will matter. Tombstone is playing it risky here, where it's kind of the heavier bar, but it doesn't have the wheel guards on. So I think this will actually be quite a close battle, and if Critical Mass wins this one, I can definitely see Tombstone going out here before it even gets the Heat final or episode final, which would be kind of crazy. But let's get this battle going. The King of Horizontals. Starting off good there, but flicking Critical Mass up into the air. Taking bits of that spinner off already, and oh, that might be it already. That was a great hit from Tombstone. I think using that more powerful bar is probably the right call here. Oh, it's taking bits off. Critical Mass. You looked so good in your last battle. And now you're on fire. Oh, Critical Mass. Tombstone, stop it. I mean, spinner's still working. Somehow. I don't know the drive will be. Tombstone is a great hit there. And it's second as well. I don't know if it'll still be moving. You may never know. It may get put back on its head and the battle may continue. Tombstone just continuing to beat it up though. Its other robot Stink Eye competed in RT and did not fare well, so I think this is kind of the revenge for Ray Billings. And I think that's going to be it. Yep, Tombstone gets the knockout and the 3 points. That was the best we've seen Tombstone. That seems to be the setup there. That strong bar, it's just, it doesn't seem to be as reliable with that bar. And obviously there's no wheel protection, so hey, it might be better, it might be worse, haven't we seen yet. But next up in the final battle before the final, and that's just a playoff, will be Tori Maximus against Big Dill. So, I haven't really looked at the scores yet, but I'm pretty sure that if you get a knockout here, either one of these two, you'll get into the final. Which will be quite cool to see someone like Tori Maximus get into the final after only winning 1 match. Even just because how strong it was, it could survive the other 2. Big Dill's performed quite well though, so it's definitely going to be a bit difficult. Look at the size as well between these two. They're so different. Let's get this battle going. Tori Maximus, probably not as good as Minotaur. But it is a lot older than Minotaur, and I think it's probably also more successful. That was almost ending straight away. But Tori Maximus getting back underneath. Look at the size of it. It's so much lighter as well. It's not a very heavy robot. I don't even think it can compete in the battlebots. It's just here because it's Minotaur. And I think that it basically counts. Great flip there. Tori Maximus charging back at Big Dill. Whoa! Huge hit there from the screws, and now Big Dill is stuck up there. Can it get off? It really should be able to. It might actually not be. The screws may claim another victim here. I think they are. That was not what I expected at all. The screws are such a... It's just that area. There's so many places to get stuck on. and the screws just make it even easier to get stuck on those places. So that counts. If you get stuck, you still get knocked out, which means that Torio Maximus gets the 3 points and the win. And I haven't really been thinking about the points, so I really think it can be anyone who gets to this final. Starting off with Tombstone. He won all his battles, 2 judge decisions, 1 knockout, puts it on 7 out of 9 points, so well done Tombstone. Then there's Torio Maximus, which got on the receiving end of 2 judge decisions, and then got a knockout, which puts it on 5, which is only 2 less than Tombstone, only won 1 battle. Then there's Ritual Mass, which started out with a knockout loss, then it got a judge decision win, and then a knockout loss, which I actually thought it did better, but apparently not. It ends with 2 points. And finally, Big Deal, which started off with a knockout win, then it got a judge decision loss, then it got a knockout loss, which puts it on 4 points. Which is crazy, because that means the final is Tombstone against Torio Maximus. The robot, this Torio Maximus may be the luckiest robot, from losing 2 battles to getting a lucky win, and it's made it to the final. I doubt it will beat Tombstone though, if I'm being honest, but we'll see. Let's get to this final right now. So, here they are, the 2 finalists, and I am actually planning on doing something which is a 2nd place tournament. So if you get 2nd place in your episode, I'm planning to give you a different chance to go in your own tournament and see if you can win that one to be crowned the best 2nd placer. But that's just to give the robots that I feel like got a bit unlucky, like Tantrum or someone like that, a 2nd chance, because I feel like in most of these newer heats, there's at least 2 robots that can make the bracket in each episode. So I think that would be a nice way to get them all in, see all the nice robots, fight again. Maybe I'll make it 48 and I'll get a few nice robots in there, the ones that didn't get into the 2nd place, but they're fan favourites, so stick them in there. But that's what I'm planning to do after this main tournament's over. And now let's actually focus and get this final going. I don't think this one will take too long. Tombstone's got the stronger bar, and once again, not really. Just going for damage, and it's already got a huge hit. If it got that many good hits with a lighter bar, imagine a stronger bar. It's stuck under the screws. That's a chance for the wheel to get popped off actually, but that spinner does not seem to be the most powerful one for him, Maximus. He's actually doing alright though, it's getting pretty beaten up, but he's got to the side and got a few little nibbles, not really doing anything, but spinner has touched something that's not that it's Tombstone spinner, so hey, that's pretty good I'd say. These are some more nice hits. Whoa. Just such a vulnerable robot. It's just a box with a little spinner out the front. I don't know how. It's just because of how well driven Minotaur and Torio Maximus are, and how powerful and strong it is. That's the only reason it does well. If you gave a worse driver, put a weaker weapon and worse armor, it would probably be one of the worst robots. Like literally, who was it? Oh, I forgot your name. Bugtooth Burl. It's basically the same thing, but it's one of the worst robots ever because it's just not as strong, has a weaker weapon, and the driver isn't as good. Now let's get back to the battle, and same thing's happening, just constant hits. Whoa, that's the back panel gone, and there's still 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Can it survive? Taking a lot more damage than in its first battle. That might have been one of the best Ooters yet. We've seen a few, I don't know, the Ooters have been pretty good this season. We've had a few backflip Ooters where a robot has done a backflip whilst outering their opponent and stuff like that. But I think that one may be up there with some of the best. From halfway across the arena as a horizontal, sending it spiraling straight into the user zone. Tombstone going through to the bracket 32. Hopefully it does this well in Pro League. Or hopefully it makes it further. Hopefully it makes it to the bracket. That's all I want from Tombstone. Just make it to the bracket. Because NEA's probably going to win it anyway, so yeah. Thank you guys for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time, where it's episode 26, so we're getting a bit closer to the end. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, put a comment if you want to say anything, and goodbye.